Hey YouTube, how's it going? We're here. We're back with Linkclick Season 2, Episode 5. I had to glance over really quick. If you could like the video for me, please, I greatly appreciate it. Now, there's so much swirling around these episodes. People are watching them non-stop and a bunch of times and picking up little details here and there. Where we left off, which honestly I don't remember because every episode we talk for like 2 hours and then I cut up about an hour of dialogue from the YouTube video. So that's why you want to join the Discord. Link is in the description to be here when we watch it live, because there's like 2 hours worth of content and I only put up an hour and you guys miss out. So come join it. So Chang is possibly going to be kidnapped as the little girl and the mom is like about to die or something like that. Like, let's just watch the episode. Let's not go too crazy just yet, and let's see what the hell is about to happen. Episode 5, we're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bop, 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 bop.
小店新开，各位走过路过还请点个追番，拜托啦！
I'm trying to think what's gonna happen, and I have no idea either.
追番，拜托了。
We had so many ideas. It could be this, it could be that, it could be this, it could be that.
看来真够狡猾的啊！把记录从手机里删了。哎，你继续说。
I know my first idea was that since she has an ability, she remembers Chang taking over her body, and that's why she's coming to Chang in present day. That was my initial guess.
你说什么？徐珊珊的彩信发给了一个已经死去的人。
校队，这里还有件棘手的事，可能需要你赶紧回来一趟。
什么？有目击者报案？
开始吧，把你知道的都告诉我们。
你这样可不行哦，是抓不到的哟。
That was so weird. That was so random. Okay. All right. Expected something super ominous, and he was just, "Yeah, this machine won't work like this." Okay. I'm trying not to think of anything, right? I'm literally trying to just let this episode tell me the information and not let my own thoughts cloud what the show's trying to tell me. Also, I guess people are saying that at different points in the episodes, the person with pink hair had different styled hair. Do we think that's on purpose? like everything else in this show, or do you think that was just the hey, we can skimp out on this scene, this couple frames?
看好啊，这招叫做甩爪，
这样会不会把机器摇坏啊？
不用担心，就是现在。
Is that a real thing that works?
Eh, 哎呀，我就说了，不用担心嘛。
哎，这其中到底是有什么奥妙呀？为什么你就能一抓一个准？
其实呢，原理很简单，就是把爪子定在洞口上方或者边缘，然后把爪子左右或者上下甩动起来。
Ah, okay. How much money have you wasted trying to perfect this technique? What? Okay. I thought something was happening. That's the address from that the dispatcher lady said. That is the address. That is the address. So that is her. Older brother. Older brother. He can talk. Is there any pictures of the two different hairstyles from the person from last episode? Do they match the hair from these two? Spiky and then the flat bangs? Dude, that might be accurate. It actually might be them. This track that's playing is really nice. It matches the spiky bangs, and then the flat bangs matches their two hairstyles. She has flat bangs in the front and he has the spiky hair. Naturally red eyes. He's got red eyes too. They both got red eyes. Dude, could it really be both of them in the same clothing? You're saying that, but one of them is missing. Wow, that's pretty cool that he was able to. Kid just dived in the water after the ball. Blue hair? Why won't they show us the face?
鞋子都湿透了，但他那不顾一切的样子真的太帅了。
不顾一切的样子有什么帅的？这一看不就是个调皮蛋吗？
原来你还有自知之明啊！
入关你！哎，我刚看你打手语又打得乱七八糟的，是不是把我叫你的都忘了？来，我想回家，怎么做？
先点一点自己，再点点头。
不对，不对，是指自己胸口位置，知道了吗？
Wow, very protective.
你自己再来一遍。
点完自己。
Very helpful to her too.
不对，不是要你点头，是要你指着头。
不是说指着胸口吗？
对，是先点胸口再点头。
那没错呀。
你先别着。
He really learned sign language so that he could communicate with her. Boy, wasn't you not paying attention? This boy wasn't even. He got Dad? I don't know why. Who is this man? Is this Dad? Why did I didn't expect Dad to be here. I don't know why. Dad looks angry. Or I should say mean. We don't get a look at his face. Is he upset that Dad's here? Oh, crap. She's lying. Oh, Dad's intense. Dad's intense. What's his name? T-Shan? How to... I was gonna see his homeboy listening to them.
等会儿啊！最后那2个人头留给我。
Oh, now he's gaming.
什么玩意儿
Or yeah, he's gaming.
太小看我这个会长的枪法了吧？好了，来了，杀！一个都不留，全部干死！
啊，能跟家里人一起吃个饭，感觉真好。
那你年前是不是可以轻松点了？
可不一定，厂子里马上要搞人事晋升了，再放松也得表现得好一些。
你连续几年都评上先进，今年不升你当副主任，
我觉得厂子里工人都要有意见了。
副主任也就是个名头，没多大意思。
天辰啊，你在学校乖点哦，特别是交朋友，一定要交成绩好、人品好的，听到没？
Lou only has a 12-hour window, right? Oh, God. What? Oh. Uh. 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 It's probably from him too, right? That's what he's gonna think. What? So you can beat her?
看什么看？快进去！
程小师，
进去啊！
Yeah, he did. He could see 12 hours. He knew this was gonna happen. Oh my gosh. Jeez, what? Bro. Bro. Oh no. Did she mouth that? Did she? Come on, please. Ho ho ho! Oh my goodness. Bro, what are you doing?
怎么样？
查清楚了，刘兰7年前死于一起刑事案件。
故意杀人？
同时死的还有她的丈夫李凡。
啊？什么？她丈夫也死了？
谁呀？
我。隔壁606的，刚刚是不是有人敲我们家门啊？
不知道，你可能听错了吧？
哎，他们
家里有老鼠，我们正在地上找呢，找到了就敲死它。你不想被误伤的话，别多管闲事儿。
Bro, what is one of the kids is gonna activate their powers right now and kill this man, or something crazy is about to happen. No, Chang's he's about to mess up. That's her. Don't end the episode right now. You didn't give me anything. I'm like this because this episode ended and it didn't give us it told. Breathe. 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 Okay. All right. Thinking. So, we got information. We know who the brother is, right? We know who the brother is. That's one. It's gonna be hard to rewatch this episode. I'm not gonna lie. So we got information on who the brother is. We know who the mom is. We know who the dad is. We know the dad is a piece of trash. I have other words for him, but I'll go a piece of trash. Sign language is Shiguang. No sign language or just info? I don't think Lou knows sign language. I think Lou probably has, like, he's probably seeing what he already previewed it and can see what's happening. So he's probably like, you do this. And him and Chang have their communication whenever they're doing this is hit or miss. It is a hit or miss. So the whole sign language part was definitely misses. But I think it made for the moment. It feels like Lou might have been telling Chang. It's either Chang is either just Lou's probably on drugs right now, that too. But it's probably Chang's lack of listening and or when it originally happened, the little she probably didn't get it either. That's why the brother didn't get he never once got upset with her whenever he was like, no, it's like this. And Lou would mess it up and Chang would mess it up. He's like, no, it's like this. No, it's like this. No, it's like this. So it's probably something where that's why he said, did you forget everything I taught you? So it probably had to go like that. Like she's probably really tough on forgetting the sign language stuff. So he's probably just constantly doing it. But also that moment when the trash dad is about to hit the mom with the hammer, Chang is about to stand up and do something. Lou is screaming at him. And then the next scene we see is Chang back. He's back. We go to talk to her and she can talk now. Right? So it's what happened? What happened? Also, we know that she was mute, but we don't. The thing is, we know that this is where Chang was. He was very stern. But this is where the confusion will set in and the misdirection that the series does on purpose, which can be kind of annoying. But the misdirection that's done on purpose, you have the captain, Officer Shao, that's his name? Not Officer Shao, Captain Shao. I'm pretty sure that's his name. You have him when he was on the phone with an individual, and we don't know if what the show showed us and what he experienced was the same thing. Because we are perceiving that he is on the phone with the pink-haired person, and the pink-haired person is just making funny noises into the phone. So we don't know if that's what actually happened or if he actually called someone and talked to someone, and then the person that was on the phone, the other captain, yeah, that's his name. I'm sorry. I don't even, how do I pronounce that? The green hair dude with the yellow eyes, him, the ex-captain. Yeah. So we don't know who he was on the phone with. We don't know if it was one-to-one with what we were seeing or if it was misdirection. And we've seen pink-haired person just make funny noises into the phone. And we assumed that because since we heard breathing and funny noises into the phone and then got to the flashback and Lu tells Chang that the little girl doesn't speak, it's like, oh, that must be her then. And then it's just like, well, there's a possibility that there's two different people walking around with the different hair and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. I had no idea. But so it's you mentioned something, Pipe. I'm waiting for some. I'm thinking that I picked this up. This is where I got into an actual like spat with someone in the comments because they perceived me criticizing the show in episode 1 as me not understanding how medical procedure works, and then proceeded not to read my reply comments. But that's neither here nor there. If you see this, whatever. But what I was saying was actually correct, and this whole season so far has been misdirection. They have been purposefully placing scenes out of order so that you are confused. So then when they get to a point and they reveal something, it doesn't make sense because they showed you it out of order, and then they spend the time to put it back in order. The whole first episode is predicated on that. Lu Guang being dead is predicated on the fact of they spent the whole first episode showing us everything out of order. And then in the second episode, we revisit those scenes and they put them back in order and you can follow the timeline correctly. So the whole hospital scene thing where it was like, oh, it was like there was someone that they were working on that they were defibrillating and that had a pulse, and then they ended up not having a pulse, and then after they stopped having a pulse, they stopped working on them. And then you get to the point where in the first episode makes you believe that is Lu Guang, but you get to the second episode and it's like, no, they spliced the scenes together. That was in fact not Lu Guang, that was Min Lu. They were working on him because he did not have a pulse, and that's why they were doing what they were doing. But if you missed that, I'm still blaming you. I don't care. But if you missed that, you just weren't paying attention. It's not okay. I'm not giving people any passes. But that's what this show has been doing for these 5 episodes. It's been telling us things out of order. Just like whenever we get to the whole leave the apartment, we leave from Officer Chen's apartment, we get in the car, we go from the car to the hospital where everyone is fighting, and then someone goes upstairs. Everything is out of order, and then when you start thinking about it and you get more scenes and you get more context, it's like, oh no, this where we thought was 1-to-1, actually this scene was back here, and then this scene was actually here, and then this scene was here, and then now it makes sense. So I'm pretty sure moving forward in a couple of episodes we will get to a scene and it will be like, remember this thing that we showed you? Actually, it was like this. And then it'll probably recontextualize everything that we thought and just make it make sense. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to go. I'm like positive that may happen. Still trying to gauge if they want to wrap up the season. It's too early to tell. Towards the storyline in the season, vernacular, and so capture them. Still thinking about how do I pronounce his name? Do I pronounce Tian as Shan Shens? How do I not Shan? That doesn't seem correct. How do I pronounce that? I feel like I need to listen to them say it. But every time I would read it, and I'm reading it with a T, and I'm not listening to what they're saying. I was wondering because I was like, are they not showing this kid's hair because this kid's hair might be white? I don't know. I was thinking, I'm like, could that be Lu? Because we don't know anything about Lu's life. But it was definitely a kid with like bluish or black hair. So there's a possibility that, and especially from the interactions that that the brother had with this person, this person seems to be the person that puts the battery in his back. Like, he would be this timid individual and someone who would be a watcher and not a doer. And because this kid tells him you need to have courage and you need to do this and you need to do these things, you need to be fearless and all of these things. And then whenever Lou mouths do something to him, he reflects on the words that friend said to him, and then that's when he runs out. So this kid definitely has a huge impact. Is he the killer? There's a possibility. But this kid gave the brother the courage to run out there as the dad's beating on the mom. That he definitely pulled. There was that, and then his sister saying the same. It's all those things compounded into him running out there. Because if not for Lou mouthing that, if Lou mouthed it on it, not Lou, if Chang, if I'm getting them mixed up, if Chang mouthed that at the discretion of Lou, like if Lou said to mouth this, like if Lou told Chang to mouth it, then yeah. But if Chang just went ahead and mouthed it, it'd be like, we're kind of changed some things, but we know Chang is possible at that. We know he's capable of doing so. They didn't show their eyes on purpose. Could mean anything. No, they put the neighbor there as a red herring. They put the neighbor there as someone to be sus for us to think about it for a week, only for him to be the person that saved the mom from probably getting her head caved in initially. So yeah. Assume at this point, turn up on him bad. Now that he killed the parents, something happened. Both parents. It's the thing of he has an intense personality, but what I'm trying to understand is this is what I'm trying to understand, or this is what I'm like thinking about. The incident that we are privy of. Not the incident that we're privy of, the incident that we just went through. Is that the incident that they both ended up dying in? Yes or no? Like, is that a possibility? Or was it another incident that they died in? And I say that because the mom and dad died in the same incident. Mom and dad died in the same incident. They both died. They definitely mentioned that. The mom and dad both died in the same incident. And I'm trying to think of, in this incident, what happened? Because if mom and dad died, they're seeing like they're in that incident report, in that criminal case, there's no mention of kids. There's no mention of anything. There was no mention of mom, dad, and child died. So I'm assuming that the two of them, the two kids, didn't die. But what would have happened from dad swinging hammer to both of them being dead if this event that we witnessed in this episode is indeed the event that the cops are referencing? How did the mom die when the mom was cradling both of the children? Like, how did she ended up getting caught in the crossfire? Or did dad hit mom, kill mom, and then one of the two kids lash out and kill dad, and then kids get put in the system, kids run away? Like, how does that happen? What goes on? That's why I'm like, I just needed 10 more seconds show, and you ended the episode right there. I needed 10 more seconds. I needed 10 more. He gave me 24 minutes of the stuff that I didn't want to watch. This is something I instantly thought about, right? But I didn't say it. I'm waiting. I was waiting to say it now. What are the chances that Chang changed something? And that's why Lou screamed. What if the person that initially walked into the police department was the brother? Hear me out. Nothing to stand on, right? I have no ground to stand on. I'm just thinking out loud. What if the individual that initially walked in was the brother? Or was something. And Lou has no right to be mad at him. He gave him no direction. He probably yelled out. He definitely yelled out. He probably said, "No, Chang, don't, no." But what if it was like the brother, or what if it was the sister? And what if the sister couldn't talk when she first walked in? But because of something that happened during this incident that Chang did, changed the events leading up to it. Because not once in any of the scenes from the previous episodes did it look like the person with the hoodie on and the mask had two gigantic ass ponytails in that hood. This is where animation be killing me. We would see them ponytails popping out. There's no way. That's all. Like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. But I'm wondering, and I said this last week. Looks uncomfortable too, yeah. I'm wondering, and I said this last week, and especially getting the information this week that both of these kids grew up in an abusive household, and we know that a lot of mental challenges can come from traumatic events, and witnessing domestic abuse is very traumatic for children. Is the girl being mute, is that a defect from birth, or is that something that was caused by her environment? Because if it was caused from her environment, there could be the possibility of that being like helped out through the years and maybe rehabbed and stuff like that. But if that was a birth defect, could Chang possessing her and talking have done something and fixed it? Weird time sharing and stuff. Could that in fact be that? I don't know. Since that's something else, it's because of him. I don't want to instantly jump to the conclusion that her muteness was because of the trauma in the house. It's in a series like this, I'm keeping all my options open. Could be a birth defect, or it could be through the trauma. I feel like the show corroborates trauma more, because whenever Chang said something when they took the photo and the mom got like really happy that she talked, it didn't seem like someone who thought their mute child who couldn't talk because of a birth defect was talking. It sounded like someone that knew their child could talk and just is choosing not to talk. It's something like that. But then also, I don't know societal things on how that goes in China, because the dad mentioned something about like a special needs school, and I know that deaf, blind, and mute children definitely need more care for them in school, but I don't think they need to be in a special needs program. They need to be in a specific program or a specific school. But that's why I'm thinking the series, the show, is more so corroborating that she is experiencing trauma. And like her trauma is the reason why she's going through what she's going through. And it's not a physical thing. It's not like she has like missing vocal cords or non-active vocal cords. I don't know the specific terminology, but you get what I mean. Not because of that. I think it's because of something else, but I'm not gonna rule it out just in case it's just like, oh, yeah. It's a toughie, man. This episode was tough. This episode was really tough. I was being very careful. I wouldn't be surprised if it was an ongoing thing, but this time it got out of hand. Now I think he beat her consistently because there was a routine. I think this is a consistent thing. I don't think this was the first or the second time that he beat her, because he probably beat her. There's no telling how many times Mr. Zhao, that's his name, tried to insert himself and try to help out. There's no telling. We know that there was a time before, but security guard, right? Security guard definitely brought it up to him as if this has been like an ongoing thing. So I think any interaction with the teacher got her beat. Anything that he thought she was lying about got her beat. Anything she actually was lying about got her beat. I do think so. But this one, it was just like, maybe this one was more explosive because it was the security guard stopping him when he was on his way home, saying like, hey, teacher came by. And then it was from that to, oh, the camera, like he peeped camera, and then she tried to hide the camera. And then there's a stuffed animal too, right? And then there's a stuffed animal too. He probably just lost it, probably went crazy, but I don't think this was the first time. I don't, because you don't get that afraid if this is not the first time. I mean, excuse me. You don't get that afraid if this is the first time. You get afraid, yes, but she's been hiding things, like you said. She was hiding things. She was trying to be super careful. Like, this man has blown up like this before. It's blown up like this before. So where do we go from here? Obviously, we have the interrogation, but what comes next for the story? I'm gonna take the far stance. Well, it's not a far stance. I'm gonna take the stance that Chang changed something, whether it be small or whether it be big. I'm gonna say Chang changed something, and through this interrogation, she's going to let him know what he changed, because she was cognizant of everything that was going on. That's what I think. She was cognizant of what happened before and what changed, and she's going to tell him what he changed. And then that's going to put us in a nice scenario. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. That's probably what's going to happen with this interrogation. As far as the story, I have no idea. It's hard to know what's going to come next when we don't know what happened to the kids after. Like, we don't know if the incident that we were living through is the incident that the parents died. It could not be the incident. The incident that the parents died could have been a completely different incident. Could have been a completely different incident. And we got that incident as a glimpse or a red herring to take us off of what really happened. Again, the misdirection. You line this whole episode up with what the police report says and what we're experiencing, and then we get to the climax point and dad doesn't hit her with a hammer. Things get diffused, and that wasn't the criminal case that we were hearing from them. The criminal case was another day. I could see something like that happening. I think she was too. I actually wonder if Chang somehow gave her the ability. By going back, if Red Eye Killer apparently can take powers, who's to say someone else can't give them? That's true. Now that would be a whole new level of wackety wonky if Chang was able to give her an ability because he went back. It would be insane. I feel like that would be too much. It depends on how they do it. In my head, I can't think of a cool way how to execute that and make it make sense. That's why I'm not writing this series. It would have to be explained really well, because it falls right into the loop of, so what happened? Like, who got who first? What happened to this and that? Blah, 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 blah. It's all that stuff. The whole Chang thing. This got cut out of last week's, but the whole Chang thing of going back and this and that, and it was always Chang the whole time. So when was the first time? So it's like if Chang went back and gave these kids powers, and these kids end up screwing Chang over by killing Emma, it's just like, then Chang is like, there's two. That's crazy. Then Chang would be like, it's my fault that I killed that they killed Emma because I'm the one that gave them the powers. If that's how that works out. That's just another way for him to beat up on himself. So I don't know. Man, this was a tough episode. Or maybe the brother got them separately. Maybe. Who knows? We don't know. Maybe these pink-eyed, red-eyed kids, maybe none of them is the red-eyed person. Maybe none of them is. I don't know. The red-eyed person that kept killing Emma. Let me specify. The red-eyed person that killed Emma. Maybe neither of them are. She sought out Shiguang himself. She must know something about him too. She did? Oh, her name is... I thought that was... My bad. I thought that was the mom. That's her nickname. Okay. I was like... but then I thought, I'm like, that's not the mom's name. The mom's name was like Lulan, or the dad's Lulan, or something. I was like, my bad. It's something like that. Lulan. The dad's either Lulan or she's Lulan or something. Man. I don't have anything besides being like super uncomfortable with the scene in that episode, what he was doing to the mom, and the fact that the episode ended before we could get any freaking answer. There's not much for us to go there's not a ton to grasp at that we already haven't grasped at. Coming up, is there only 11 episodes again? So used to 12 or 13. 12, okay. Woo. Woo. That's right. Technically the first season was technically 12 episodes because of 5.5. That's why. It was because it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5.5 was the episode with the kid climbing the tower to marry the girl. Right? That was 5.5, no? Or was it 6.5? It was one of those. It's either 5.5 or 6.5. I remember watching it. 5.5, yeah. And 5.5 was that episode. And then the ending of that episode had like the special credits with the production team and everything that they were saying about different things and whatnot. That was that episode, right? I don't get why that episode was labeled 5.5 either. You could have just had that be episode 6. Because it wasn't like it was just like some weird one-off. Like the stuff he learned in that episode helped him out in the next arc. And then they helped save all of our butts at the beginning of the season. I don't know. Pretty sure it's because they needed to air episode 5 on a very specific date. You mean episode 6? Episode 5 comes before 5.5. So them having 5.5 when off the top of my head it wouldn't make sense. Yeah, but that happened before that episode. So I would get it if it was like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 3.3, episode 4, or episode 4, episode 4.4 or 4.5. And then episode 5 because it fell on a certain date. Like this, like that episode happened after the fact. So they didn't have to line anything up. Like they didn't have to like bump something. It came before it. That's weird. Whoever you heard that from is mistaken. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna call it. We're gonna get out of here under an hour this time instead of 2 hours like last week and 2 hours the week before and almost 4 hours the week before. So have a good one. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend coming up. Have a good next week. And hopefully, God willing, I see you guys right back here next Thursday, for episode 6 of linkclick season 2. So again, thank you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you. Peace out.